What do you think when I say the word boomers?
Not good with computers. Yeah.
Old.
Old, resistant to change and being stuck in their ways.
Yeah, they were hard workers and decent people.
Boomers are like, think about every non-PC thing and they're all for it.
Very badly dressed, terrible fashion in the 70s. Music was okay, but fashion was terrible.
I am a boomer. I get okayed all the time.
Have you heard the phrase okay boomer?
I love it. It's great. It's perfect.
I use it probably every day.
I mutter it under my breath whenever my parents say anything that's kind of a little silly or a little, I don't know, annoying.
Do you remember a controversy surrounding smashed avocado on toast?
I've never even tried it. I've never had that. Sounds pretty good, bud.
They think we spend so much money on coffee and smashed avocado, that's why we don't have houses. When it's like, no, I live in Sydney and it would cost me my entire life earnings to live in a shoebox.
Like someone said that the reason why we couldn't buy property was because we're a generation that eats smashed avocado. But like, I don't know what that's got to do with anything. Personally, I love smashed avo, so.
Smashed avo does not equal house.
It's too expensive.
Is it?
I never get it.
What's the most you'd pay for avocado on toast?
$5? $5 is pushing it? Because you could buy a loaf of bread and an avocado yourself, but I mean, it's a treat.
Maybe like $15.
It depends where I am and how desperate I am. If I was like overseas, for example, and I hadn't had a smashed avo in ages and it was like smashed avo and poached eggs, a little bit of feta, I'd probably pay max $40 for it.
$40?
If I was really, really desperate, like really desperate, with the eggs as well.
$40? Maybe Bernard Salt was right. The brunch price index was varied, but the media coverage on the issue is relentlessly the same. There's always stock images of avocado with an unrealistic lack of brown bits, some stray references to TikTok, and the over-reliance on quotes from a demographer. There was one demographer we wanted to speak to, but he had been so burned by the smashed avo pylon he rejected our overtures to appear on the show. So we got another demographer and hoped he'd wade into this volatile territory all on his own.
Why is it okay to stereotype based on age but not on other characteristics?
It's an interesting point, you know, and probably the generational categorising and stereotyping is the last area in society where that's done and where people can get away with it. It's generally done with warmth. And generally, I find people own the foibles of their generation. They say, hey, yeah, what would you expect from a Gen Xer? Or, you know, I don't spend that sort of money on smashed avocado.
Bingo! All roads lead to smashed avocado.
Actually, you know, Bernard Salt is a friend of mine. He coined the phrase and he was using it in a very warm way to say that, you know, when you're having to spend so much on just a cafe brunch, no wonder it's harder to save for homes. He's great with a turn of phrase. And normally they're taken with the humour that he means them, but this one really turned on him.
So do you think Bernard Salt felt like he was misunderstood when he wrote that article?
He was totally misunderstood.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was not meant to be disparaging of the younger generations at all. It was to his own peer group of baby boomers to say, you know, we actually had it a bit easier than they did in terms of getting into a home, in terms of lower costs of living. And so we ought not point the finger at them and say they're slackers. If we just read the headline and don't understand the back end, I think we can get a bit reactionary.